Alright, so greetings everyone. So we are trying to learn how to start sketching. So we need to understand first on how to apply the basics, which is transforming or using basic shapes as a guide. Okay. So I have here a reference of a bird. Okay, so we're going to just copy the basic shape of it and add a few details, but we're not gonna apply any shading on it. It's just to get the overall shape of the bird. Okay, so in the next part of the video, just continue watching and I'll be showing you how to break down this reference into basic shapes. Okay. Right, so it's kind of quite challenging where to start. Okay, so let's try to identify our basic shapes first. Okay, so we have triangle, square. Right, we all know these basic shapes. Triangle, circle, oval. Okay, don't forget those basic shapes. Okay, most of the time what we learned in grade school in the early years, that whenever we put together different shapes, okay, whenever we put together basic shapes, it always resembles something that we often see. Okay, so for this bird, okay, let's try to start with the beak first. So it's kind of shaped like a triangle, but it's kind of curved, so it's more like a shape of an oval. So let's try to start with an oval first. Okay, you can twist your sketch pad. As you can see, when I'm sketching it, it's very light. You can barely see it. Okay. Okay. So for the head, let's just say that we chop it here. Okay. It's okay if you go over the line. Okay. You can always retouch later on. Okay. The head, we'll try to make like another circle. Okay, so something like that. And then for the body, it's kind of shaped like a square. Okay, with rounded edges, so let's round it up. Okay. For the legs, I'll use some triangles because normally the legs look like triangles. Okay, we're not polishing it up yet. So for the tail part, kind of looks like a fan, like that. So as you can see, it's like a blocky bird. Okay, so let me just put this into stand mode. Alright, so we'll now add some details, enough details for us to really identify the shape of it. Okay, let's try to start with the beak. Now use these lines from the shape as a guide. Okay, so let's start with the top of the beak. Okay, stretches up here. Be mindful of the details. Okay, where it goes, where it stands. If you make a mistake, you just erase it. That's why it's important for you to lightly sketch it. Okay, so because of that, I can now follow through. Okay. Since the bottom part of the peak is shorter, I can shorten it. So if you make a mistake like this, you can still erase. See? Like so. You can always retouch. Oh, now we'll go to the head of the bird. And then form the shape. By the way, you can start anywhere, huh? You can start anywhere, wherever you want. Okay, and then for the eyes, be mindful of the eyes, where it's supposed to be, so it's there. See, it's forming quite nicely. You can always retouch. Okay, if you're making too much mistakes or erasures, it's okay. Okay. Remember that we're only focusing on creating the overall shape. Okay, so this one is for the wings. Okay. I'm placing the wings like that. Okay. And then for the body. Remember, it's okay to erase. Alright. And then for the legs. Then you can now add some of the details that are needed. Like when you're fixing the legs. Okay, so it's hanging from a tree. You can always put it like that. Then you can shorten. Remember, every line that you're placing is not final. This is just for you to grasp where the positions should be. So the legs are here. You can always change the position. At least you have a starting point. Like that. Okay. If you're not contented with how it looks, you can erase. It's okay. And then for the tail. Okay, I use the shapes as a guide. Okay. So now it's forming quite nicely. Once you get to polish everything. Okay. You can even add a little bit more detail. If you want to add like details of the colors, you can now add them.
Dapat sinabi mo, imagine you're reaching
That's where the color is. Right for the peak. Then there is color there. And so on. Okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. So it's a basic shape of the bird. So let's just add the branches. So it's slowly progressing. I think the beak is too wide. Okay. No need to add shading yet. Okay. Just placing details. Okay, and then for the tail, remember this is the wing part, it's just stuck in. I'm trying to erase some of the shapes. Okay, let me just fix where the branches are moving. It's kind of inaccurate. Always retouch if you feel. But whenever I'm sketching it, it's light. It's always lightly sketched. So it's here, going here. Also details around the eyes. Let's try to apply hard detail. Then those small details on the beaks. Right, see? 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 Okay. Remember that using the basic shapes is just a stepping stone for you to apply it. So once you have gotten all of the details correctly, You can actually form everything. Sorry if I'm not speaking too much. You can just reduce and reduce. Let's just extend the feathers of it here. Right? And try to gauge if everything is correct for you. There you go. You don't really need to outline it dark, so I'm just darkening the lines to show the detail. So that it's visible. And there you have it. Basic drawing of a bird. Okay. Basic drawing of a bird. So I do hope that you learned a lot from this video. Okay, so you can add more, but you know, remember that if you're just starting, this is a good start to getting the basic shapes into place. Okay, you can add more details. That's it. Alright? So I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. Just continue practicing and you'll get the hang of how this technique works. So I'm just using lines. I did not apply any type of shading. What's important is that you can actually copy it close or exactly the same as the reference. Okay? Okay? There you go. So thank you for watching.